Hey guys, this is FPL Tips. Let me know if I'm audible, if you can see the screen, and I don't think so. You can see the can't see the webcam, right? Yeah, I'll have to add it. Anyways, hi guys, what's up? You can see a frozen image of me. That's it. Yeah, we'll add a video capture device. Have to add it up. Yep. Now you guys can see me. Now you guys can see me clearly. We'll just crop ourselves a bit so that we fit to the frame. And yeah, how you guys doing? How's everyone? How was your game week? I think everyone had a decent game week three. Most people low scoring, but then it worked out for everyone. I think it wasn't a red arrow for most of us. For most of us, I would say. Let me know if my audio is fine, and if there's any issues, let me know. It shouldn't be any problem. I think it's all fine. Yep, it's all good to go. Will you be both Cancel and Walker is the first question we have. Yes, I will be playing both. I think with no Zaha, it's an obvious thing that Crystal won't be that attacking, and I think I wouldn't take a chance and I would play all of them. Yeah, I would play both. Volume, should I increase the volume? Varun, let me know if the volume is less. If you want me to increase, I will increase the volume, and that should be fine as well. Wilson is out. Isaac will start. Yes, I think Isaac will start. Yeah, I expect he should be available. So there is this thing where he will be available this week on Sunday, and very likely he starts. I wouldn't be surprised if Wood is given the chance this week and he starts the next one in midweek, but he will be available. All the new content is really amazing, says Drupad. Thank you, Drupad, for the super chat. Thanks a lot for the appreciation. Madison news, he hasn't trained, so expecting Tielemans to start and not Madison. So if you have Madison, you might want to sell him. I don't think you need to hold him. I think they have less. They have United midweek, and I don't see why you should hold Madison. I think it's a sell. Will Emerson start? So we're trying to get some Spurs news. We've tried to work on it, and we mostly will have Spurs news. But let's see. As what I know, I think Emerson starts. Who should I bench between Rodrigo and Walker and Gordon? I think Gordon for sure. If you had to bench one of them, if you had to bench two, it's going to be tough. I don't know who to bench between Rodrigo and Walker. If you're playing safe, I think maybe bench Rodrigo because he has he could. It's a high risk high reward situation because he could get a goal and then he goes like about almost a double digit haul, but Walker has that safe 6 points in his bag. So Varun, there is news that Robertson may not start. So there's a lot of speculation between the Liverpool fans that this game might be the game where Simicast starts because there has been some injury issues with Robertson. So I don't know for 100% if Robertson is starting tonight or not. But yes, I wouldn't deny that there are some rumors going around. But mostly, I think if there is no big issue, he should be starting. I don't think there's a very large issue that at least we didn't know about it for now. Bench Bailey or Andreas. I think if I had to bench someone, Andreas, there is expectation that Bailey starts on Sunday. So yeah, as per Andy, Robertson starts. So I think if there are a couple of sources that are saying that Robertson starts, then we should be okay with it, and Robertson should be starting. Best Ake replacement at that price at 5 million. I think if you don't have funds in your bank, Fofana could be a good one next week. And if not, maybe downgrade to someone like a Dunk. I think Dunk is totally fine at 4.5. They have a good run of fixtures coming up, and they've been good. Brighton have been good defensively. Captain Jesus or Salah. So it's a tough one. If you're banking the guy in form and the fixture at home, I think Jesus could be a decent captain. He's more differential. I think if you're going safe, go Salah because it's tough to call between the two of them. Yes, Jesus has the fixtures. Does have the fixture. He does have the stats. Salah slightly behind on both. Maybe the fixture does help Salah more because I think what Fulham could do against Jesus is they would might want to set deep and then he might not get a lot of chances or a lot of attacking scope or space. Mount to Rodrigo, I would hold Mount. I think for everyone who's buying Rodrigo now, out of the fact that he scored in 3 game weeks, might get disappointed. I wouldn't bet money if Rodrigo scores this game week. It's very likely he blanks this one because le- Brighton are a defensively strong team, and they're going to start the new left back as well. I think if I don't remember his name. His name starts from E, if I'm not wrong. So is the new left back is really good, and that increases the defensive stability even more. Son captaincy avoid. There's no stats seen by Son, no performance yet. Don't go captaining there. If I had to captain someone from Tottenham, maybe Perisic. If I know he's starting, otherwise go Kane. Hi Rahul, captain Salah or Kane? Salah. Unless you want to go differential, Salah. I think rollover transfer good option. I think it's the best option. Rollover or transfer. Hold Rashford. Yeah, you got to hold Rashford after his performance last week. Perisic to Robertson. I wouldn't do either ways. If you have Perisic, hold. If you have Robertson, hold. Don't make the sideways move. Start Neto or Da Silva. I think start Da Silva. There's a chance that he's starting this one as well. I think Frank has said that he's not expecting Damsgaard to start this one too. So I think Da Silva starts, and you want to play him against a weaker Everton side. Cap Diaz or Kane? I think Kane. I think I would captain Kane in that situation. The fact that he's more on penalties, more central. Nottingham are a bad team. Ultimately, if you have Kane, if you want to go differential between the two, I think you probably want to go Kane. Go Neto, two free got Neto two and two free transfers. I would sell Neto. If you had money, go upgrade him. If you can get money somewhere, I think Gross is a good upgrade. Rodrigo is a great upgrade. If you can't, maybe Harrison is a good upgrade as well. Downgrade if otherwise possible next week or this week itself. There's no worries. I don't think Neto is a large hold solely because his position wasn't that great in the last match. In the new formation, he's pretty much as a wing back, and also his links with Arsenal are a worry. Trent out, I wouldn't do it this week. Let the Liverpool game happen against Bournemouth. They could a lot could change. So if they don't performance against Bournemouth, I don't expect them to perform anywhere. And if that doesn't happen, I think just sell. I think then it's a sell. Then it's a very easy sell with everyone. Shuffle has sent in his team: Ramsdale, Trent, Cancelo, Diaz, Neko, Luis Diaz, Martinelli, Son, Ericsson, Bailey, Jesus Haaland, two free transfers. I think downgrade Bailey to a 4.5, Ericsson to a Harrison, and that's where you sort it. I wouldn't hold Ericsson right away. I think the other ones, the players who will be more on the counter, Sancho, Rashford, Elanga, they're the better options. If Ronaldo starts, yes, Ronaldo is also a decent option, but I don't know if Ronaldo will start or not. Start Neto or Gordon Neto. Start Da Silva or Andreas Da Silva. The more attacking one, guys. And Fulham have a tough game. I wouldn't start Andreas necessarily against a decent Arsenal side at home. Should I replace Mendy with Ramsdale or any other keeper? I think if I had to, I'd go Sanchez. He's racking up more saves. He's racking up more points. Kaushik has sent in a super chat. Got two free transfers. Got to move Dini, Grealish, Neto, Sancho, Johnson. Which ones to go for? Also hold Trent or not? Two players to go for, zero in the balance. I think Grealish, move out Grealish if you can, and to fund a move upward, downgrade Neto. So downgrade Neto to a 5 or a 4.5, and upgrade Grealish to an 8 million mid. Hold Sancho for now. Johnson, you can remove him later. Dini, I think they play. As far as they play West Ham this week. Yeah, they play West Ham this week, and then you can hold him off. And next week you can reevaluate what Dini looks like. Sagar has sent in a super chat as well. Sagar says saving a transfer bench two from the above. Veltman, Perisic, Andreas Da Silva. The rest team is nailed. Okay, he's mentioned his team. If I had to bench two out of the three, out of the four, I would bench Andreas and probably Veltman because Leeds could score. There's still chance Da Silva gets a point or two. Perisic, I think, starts, and Da Silva for me starts. If there's news otherwise, I would bench Perisic, start someone of the likes of Veltman over him. Take a chance for the clean sheet. Okay, that's one. I'm scrolling through any news if possible. There might be United news, so there is this thing going on that there will be United news. If Poole doesn't perform next week, then Trippier or Walker for I think Trippier because he's more nailed on. Yes, he's more injury prone as the same with Walker as well. But yes, I think Trippier. He's got even if you had to bench him next week, I would get him irrespective of the fixtures ahead. Dinier to Perisic or any other defender. If Perisic is starting, yes, this week you should go Perisic. Otherwise, probably Trippier. I think Trippier is a better hold, even if you had to bench him against. I think if Liverpool don't perform this week, I wouldn't mind playing Trippier next week against Liverpool. Captain Haaland over Salah. You can go there. That's not a bad option. I wouldn't say no. The only issue with Haaland is that I don't think he'll get 60 minutes. So if I had to purely, if I remove minutes out of the equation, and if I had to select who's probably the best captain in terms of stats and everything, Haaland tops the rankings. But the fact that he might just play 60 minutes is is what the problem for me is, and I wouldn't want to captain someone who might play 60, 70 odd minutes, but the Salah will play the definite 90 minutes. 160 points needs a differential captain worth it. I think go for it. It's very early in the season. It's not that bad of a score. I think if you still want a differential captain, I think there are a lot of options in terms of Martinelli, Jesus, go Kane, maybe a Spurs player. So there's a lot of options. Don't go Rodrigo for sure for captain differential captaincy or a defender. You might be very tempted to go for a Liverpool defender like Trent or Robertson, but the fact that they've not been defensively good, those 6 points are not nailed on. One awkward set piece and they lose their clean sheet. Okay, Varun has sent me the United lineup and we will check how it's looking like. So this Robertson is starting. That's a news for sure. And this is how United look like to be lining up. Davidan, Girl, Dallo, Varane, Martinez. Malacia starts again, which is interesting. McTominay, Ericsson. There's no Casemiro against Sancho, Bruno, Elanga, Rashford. That's the 11. That's who they're going ahead with against Southampton. Yeah, that's it. That's the lineup. Robertson starts. Yes, Robertson starts 100%. It has been confirmed that Robertson starts. Who should I start, Neto or Andreas? If I had to, I would take a chance on Neto. Probably Neto. There's no upside with Andreas, especially against a good defense. I know Newcastle are decent as well, but they still. I think Arsenal is better defensively. So yeah, probably go with Neto. Who do you prefer, Almiron plus Perisic or Dimari Gray plus Zinchenko? If I had to, I think Demari gave us Zinchenko because the fact that Zinchenko is more nailed is what makes the decision for me. Okay, after asked for, there might be Spurs lineup. There's some rumors going on. Luis Diaz to Rodrigo. I wouldn't do it. I'll definitely not. Again, I'm saying that Rodrigo might disappoint you guys this week. Dementor11 has sent his super chat saying Perisic, Bailey, Neko, Andreas played 2 and bench 2. Also great content. Okay, guys, before you start sending in more super chats, Perisic, Bailey, Neko, Andreas. Let's just take these 4 and move to our bench order page. Again, here as well, my camera is just there. It's just there, guys. It's just there. It's just there. There's something wrong with the OBS setup. Obviously, clearly, we don't have that sorted out. Anyways, you guys will be able to see now. It's much better with the camera all set up. I think this should be enough. Yep, you guys can see me, and we will start with the list. This is not the captaincy list. We'll change the captaincy. I think this still first, if I had to, it's still Salah, Haaland, and Jesus, or slash Kane. I think equally good. Let's look at the benching orders. Okay, if we had again, let's say this Perisic, Bailey, Neko, and Rias play 2 bench 2. I would play Bailey and Perisic. If I had Perisic, I would play Perisic over Bailey and Andreas and Neko. I think Andreas goes third and Neko goes fourth. That would be how my benching order would look like. Yeah. So we're back with this, and hopefully you can keep asking your benching doubts, and that will solve them for you. Yep. We have more questions coming in. Ericsson to Rodrigo and Bailey to Da Silva. I would do it. I would personally do it. Ericsson again is playing very deep. What is the plan if I'm having 1.8 overall million? I think rank is too overrated at this stage. Give it time. I think your rank will improve eventually by game week 10. Give it the time till your wild card. Save a transfer or Robertson to Perisic. Save a transfer. I think Kulusevski to Diaz feels Diaz outscores him this week. I think even I'm in the same boat where I can do Kulusevski to Diaz and I know he could be outscoring them. So if you're captaining Salah, I wouldn't do it. Solely for the purpose because I want some certain cover in the Nottingham Forest game. I think the Nottingham Forest game could be much more open. That is why I want a player there. What's the sentence team says? Ramsdale, James, Trent, Cancelo, Walker, Martinelli, Kulusevski, Haaland, Jesus need to make changes, or can I hold my transfer and only have point in the bank? I think you can hold your transfer. I think that's a very good team. No need to make any move. Okay, Saka replacement. I would downgrade to Martinelli, guys. I would prioritize that, and solely because a lot of people think that Saka will and the Fulham are weaker on certain crosses and on their left, and Saka could do very well in this game. Yes, that's the truth. Saka could do very well in this game, but the fact that Martinelli is also performing is just not worth holding, putting in the extra 2 million for him. I think 1.6 to be exact. So I think sell Saka for a Martinelli. If you have Martinelli already, sell Saka for an 8 million mid. Probably Kulusevski if you can go for a 1 week punt. Gundogan is a good option, and Diaz. I think around that bracket this week actually Diaz or Gundogan are the top two players on that bracket. Kevin De Bruyne captain. I wouldn't necessarily if you had Haaland or Kane. I would Haaland, Jesus or Salah. I would go there. Elanga or Da Silva. Elanga if you have a chance. If anyone has a chance to downgrade Neto. So now that we know Elanga is starting this one, and if to downgrade Neto, you can go there, and I think you can take a 1 week punt. What moves am I making? I'm holding my transfer. I don't have any moves. So if I have Spurs news, then that Perisic is benched and Sessignon is starting. I might make a move from Walker to Sessignon as a 1 week punt. The thought behind is that next week I irrespective want to remove Walker for a Trippier. I'm going to bench Trippier. So I might as well make the move for a higher point potential going Sessignon this week. Take the chance on the Nottingham game, and I can bench him next week. And game week 6 I can remove Sessignon if I want to. If I don't want, it might result into hit. It might not be needed. But again, that's the thought behind it. I can play him in game week 5 as well, where there could be rotation. So again, that's the thought behind it. I think it's a pretty decent strategy if we get to know if Perez is banned. If Perez is banned, I think I'm going there. United lineup news I've posted on Instagram as well. I think if you're concerned, basically up top is Rashford, Sancho, Bruno, and Elanga who's starting. Transfer net out is so for who again? Elanga could be a great punt if you have the bandwidth to downgrade. So I'll have to check what price Elanga is, because if you have the bandwidth there and if he's cheap, then I think that could be an option. Because I mean, you're getting a United player who's good at the counter, who's playing against a team who's not that good in terms of defending against counterattacks, and it could perfectly. He's 4.9 as a midfielder. So I mean, you have a chance to take a punt downgrading Neto. Then it's up to you if you want to take that punt or not. Captain 1, Perisic, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland. Is it worth going Patterson to a 5.4 for a -4? I would do it. If it's something like a Perisic, I would do it. But Perisic is 5.5, I think. You can't. So maybe avoid for a -4. Elon Pandey sent the super chat. Need to replace Grealish, have one free transfers, 2 million in the bank. Should I get Diaz to replace Grealish and play Da Silva? Or replace both with Rodrigo and Trossard for -4? I think Diaz and play Da Silva this week. Trossard is still he will play much more ahead and direct. Yes, that's there. He does have good fixtures. Rodrigo does have good fixtures. But again, I think Diaz could be a better option. Vague moves, but going on gut feeling says Cancelo grows to Perisic Gundogan. I think if you can, I would do it. Perisic and Gundogan. I think absolutely Gundogan is essentially a template breaker at this moment in the game because he's about 4% own and he's doing really well. He's playing as a second striker, so I wouldn't be surprised if people are going there. Guys, start Bailey over Andreas and Neko. Yeah, so play Walker or Gross, have Cancelo to Walker. If I had to put Walker on the list, let's put Walker on the list as well. If I had to put Walker, I would put him somewhere here. Yeah. Actually above Bailey because I think is more nailed on to get 6 points than Bailey getting some attacking return. So this is how I would line up. Akshay sent in a super chat said, made an impulsive change from Walker to Perisic. Hope he will start. Thoughts on Jesus as a differential captain? Always thank you. As always, thank you very much for the content, tips and advice. Thank you, Akshay. And in terms of Jesus, I think he's a great captain. The only problem I have is that if Fulham turn up to be very defensive, it might be very tough for Arsenal to break through and get a lot of points. Whereas in the other games could be more easier. If you want to go differential, you can still go there. I think maybe if you don't want to captain Salah, if that's the thought behind it, go Haaland. In my opinion, that's a better option than Jesus. If you still want to, there's nothing against Jesus. Is the only problem is it depends on how Fulham turn up. If Fulham turn up to be more attacking, then I think Jesus gets at least a double-digit haul there. No Perisic news, guys. Yes, my phone is on and I am looking at if there's any news or not. If there is, I will inform you guys. Don't worry. Bench Andreas or Da Silva? I think. Okay, I've not put Da Silva there. If I had to, I'd put Da Silva over Andreas. So I'll add him there. That's there. Da Silva goes over Andreas. Is Walker to Perisic a good move for a minus? I wouldn't do it because if I know there is Perisic starting, I would take a chance. If I don't know, I wouldn't do it. Bench one: Rodrigo, Trippier, or Walker. Okay, this is a very popular one, and I might have missed out. So bench Rodrigo, Trippier, Walker. If I had to bench one, I might bench. I if I want to play safe, I might bench Rodrigo, and the only thought behind it is that the fact that I think there is not that much ceiling, and the other two will guarantee you 6 points. I don't know for sure if. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if Wolves look really good, so Wolves can actually score past Newcastle. So maybe Perisic, Walker. I would play Walker over Rodrigo, yes, and I would play Trippier over Bailey. Yeah, probably something like this. This is genuinely the toughest benching headache we have this game week. Will Madison start? Not expecting him to start. Uh, Rodrigo or Gross, Jorginho, Bruno, Guimaraes. I would start Rodrigo over the other three. Yes, definitely. Replace Digne with who? Dunk, I think 4.5, good replacement. If you have money, probably go upgrade him. Someone like Zinchenko or someone like Perisic if he's starting. Gundogan and for Kulusevski, this game we go next. Next, I think don't do it this week. Have someone from the Nottingham Forest game. That could be a really high scoring one. There's important news is coming up, I think. So uh, we have the Tottenham team lineup. It expected lineup. I'm not saying this is the lineup, but it is Loris in goal, Sanchez, Dyer, Davies, Emerson, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Perisic, Kulusevski, Kane, and Son. That's the lineup. That's what we are expecting to Tottenham to open with. So yeah, Perisic is starting, and if you have him, you play him for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that you do not play him. Expected. Okay, we have a super chat from Neera saying Rice or Caicedo, vice captain Haaland, De Bruyne, or Jesus Haaland. I think between Rice and Caicedo, there are better options. Uh, Let me check. What price are you looking at in terms of Rice? Because there might be better options than him. Rice is how much? Rice is 4.9. Again, I said Elanga is a way better option than the other two. You probably should go there. Kane starting. Yes, Kane is starting. Perez is starting. I think this thing of ours holds value even more now. Yeah. Perisic plus Saliba plus Rodrigo plus Sanchez for James, Walker, Bailey, Ramsdale for a -8. If no, please suggest changes then. Don't do it. Please don't take a -8. Your rank will fall down to probably 2 million, 3 million. Don't do it at the early stage of the game. I think James Walker, clean hold for me. I don't think they go anywhere. Bailey, you can change Bailey if you have the funds to a Gross or a Harrison. I think those are the top two replacement if you don't have budget. And Ramsdale, hold. Maybe if you want to fund Bailey to someone, Ramsdale to a Sanchez for do it next week. I think Ramsdale to a Sanchez for funds and do Bailey to a Harrison, and then you have enough fun. They don't play against each other as well. You can avoid all the hits. This week, I think you can manage with this team. Robertson, Gross, Trippier, Andreas, bench one. If I had to bench one, I think Andreas. That's very easy. You don't bench the others. Ramsdale, Himanshu has sent in his team a lot of times. So Ramsdale, Trent, Cancelo, Perisic. He says Martinelli, Highland, Jesus, Gundogan, and bench Iverson, Andreas Pereira, and Echo Greenwood. Thoughts? I think it's a very template good team. There is no need to change anything. I think it's all good. Add Gross to that list. Okay. If I had to add Gross to the list, I would add him pretty much above Perisic, Walker. I would add him over. Actually, I would add him over Gross as well. I mean Walker as well, because I think Leeds are more in terms of defensively poor. Leeds are more poor, and Brighton are not. That is why I think you need to put someone like a Gross above on the list. Mitrovic is Coutinho home to play. I think Mitrovic. Coutinho, I don't know if he's starting. I am not sure. I have no absolute idea. If you have Coutinho, you probably want to sell him and play someone else over Mitrovic. Gundogan for Mount, I would hold another week. Elanga to Gross or J5. Gross. Don't go Jorginho. Don't go Jorginho, guys. Hey, Path. Sorry, missed your reply. Vague moves, but gut feeling says Cancelo plus Gross to Perisic plus Gundogan. I think I would do it. Now that we have news on Perisic, I think I would do it. Show me your team SOS, please. Okay, guys, we'll take a couple of questions and we move to our team. I don't think we need to add someone to the list. Gundogan to the list. Gundogan at the highest. There's no doubt in my head. Gundogan comes here. Yep, Gundogan comes here. And I think that completes the list. We don't have more questions. We need to move to my team and see if changes. Last time I lost 4 points because I acted too smart and took the captaincy to the last few minutes and it did not get saved on the site. So I'm going to check it on my app, on my site, everywhere this time. Walker to Paris for a hit. I would take a chance. But again, yeah, actually, I would take a chance. I think the ceiling is high. Best netto replacement, my friend. Also, best 6 million striker. I don't think there are a lot of 6 million striker. Welbeck is 6.5. So you probably don't have a lot of striker. There is Johnson. I think if he's 6 or 6. I'm not sure if he's 6 million, but Johnson is there. If you can't downgrade to someone 4.5 and upgrade your midfield. The replacement to Neto, Harrison, Gross. If you don't have the money, go down to Elanga. Take a punt, in my opinion. Give me 4 Haaland to Kane. Give me 5 Kulusevski to Gundogan. Give me 6 Cucurella to Perisic. Is this a correct strategy? I would avoid. I would hold Haaland. Don't do the Kane move because Kane could be bench game week 5 as well. If you have Kulusevski already, if your team looks like me, just hold this week and then take a chance next week. Play Andreas or get Gundogan for a -4. I think take a chance on -4. I think Gundogan could do well. Any midfielder under 5.5 or 5 can't fund Bailey to Gross or Harrison? Please answer. I think Jensen. Jensen is at 5. He's a good option. Captain Welbeck, don't. I think it's not. I think he could score, but don't captain him. Zinchenko, Gross, Bernardo, or Cresswell, whom to bench? If I had to bench someone, it's very tough. Maybe I would lean towards Bernardo because I don't know if he's starting or not. Okay, we'll move out to my team before my voice cracks off. 8 minutes left to deadline. This is how my team is looking at the moment. We are at the transfer page. We'll move our team. And this is how we're looking. Like we definitely want to change the captaincy. Save it. I will refresh this page once. And we can't go back as well. Great. This is showing blocked by my server. Great. Perfect time to get blocked. Wait, we might have a solution to that, but I think my team got saved. Oh no, my Wi-Fi is blocking this side. What is happening to us, guys? What is happening? I will just continue to. My video is paused as well, na? This OBS is acting up too much, I think, today. I think we're back at this. Let me figure out my team on my phone and send you this. Put the screenshot up there. So my team at the moment is okay. It's not saved Salah captain yet. I'm saving it. Okay, it's now saved. It's Salah captain. I'll check it on the app. It got saved in front of you guys on the stream, right? It did not show on my phone. Foden to Gundogan. I wouldn't do it this week. Pick team. Trent, Cancelo, James, Cucurella, Trippier, Saka, Martinelli, Haaland, Jesus. There's no long-term change required there. Trent or Cancelo if budget is no problem. Trent, I think Cancelo could be going out of our teams very soon. I don't see Cancelo being very as a great option. He's not been performing really well, to be honest. Let's be fair and honest to ourselves. He's not been that great, so I don't see him sustaining that spot for long. Is Welbeck rather a long term or short term pick? I think he's there till game week 10 at least. He's been playing good, and the only problem is I actually there's no problem. I don't see him getting dropped as well. He's playing good and he's playing decent. His Perez is a decent differential captain. He's a great differential captain. We've posted him as our differential captain for the week. And I think he's a good differential captain. There's no doubt about it. Can bring Gundogan in for Reed and Neto for Neto and Gross. I think I would do it. If for Neto and Gross, I would get it. I have certainly amazing internet in terms of blocking midstream. Don't worry, guys. I've got it. I have backup. Which let me put out my team. I think we have it over here somewhere. Yep, we have it over here. This is how my team is looking like, which is pretty much zoomed in and now it's down. This is how my team is looking like. If you can see it on your screen, guys. My changes have been saved. Yeah, you guys can see. This is how my team is looking like. If you can see, please let me know. And now you can't see my video capture device clearly. There's something wrong with my OBS. But anyways, this is how my team looks like. I will leave this as it is right now. My team has Ramsdale in goal, Trent, Walker, Cancelo, James, Kulusevski, Rodrigo, Martinelli, Salah as captain, Jesus and Haaland. Bench Andreas first, Neco Williams second. I am not going to change that in my team. I think my team stays the same, and yep, I've got my camera back as well. Huge tech issues, dude, right? Big tech issues. Yep, half of the team I'm managing this only. 5 minutes, guys. Let's take up more questions. And my team is set. I'm not changing anything. I'm not doing any transfer, any move. And now that there's Perez starting, I'm not making that move either. Is Gundogan plus Kane a better combination than Haaland plus Kulusevski in the long run? I don't think so. Haaland is way better at the moment. James to Perisic, I wouldn't do it. I think James could be doing decent this week as well. And especially the problem is that you'll have to remove Perisic, and is there's no chance that Perisic starts the midweek game. And what will you do then? Do you have a decent bench? And James obviously outscores him in the next two games, so why not? Sturridge is a good option at 4.5. I don't think Leeds are good defensively. Whom to bench, Cancel or Perisic? That's a tough one. That's genuinely tough one. I would take a chance on benching Cancel or taking a chance on punt on Perisic. Is Alvarez a buy from next game? I don't think so. It's a buy. No buy. Don't buy. Don't sell. I think don't sell. Actually, don't buy just all. It's not. That's not a player that interests us. Does James and to Cucurella and Walker to Trippier make sense for my two transfers next week? Probably decide after how they play, how James plays. Draft team: Ederson, Trent, Cancelo, Robertson, James, Cucurella, Gross, Son, Martinelli, Rodrigo, Mitrovic. Sub Elanga over someone. Mitrovic. Sub Elanga over Mitrovic. Jesus captain issues. Only problem I think is Fulham could set up defensively. Why not Gundogan and Perisic in for you? I don't want it. I don't see how I get it. And the problem with Perisic, getting in Perisic now this game week is I don't have adequate bench strength for that. So I know he'll get benched in the midweek, and I don't want to deal with another transfer. So getting in Perisic this week means you're wasting one transfer. You have to get him another transfer to get him out. And I sell James, and James is equally capable of scoring or outscoring Perisic. So I don't see the reason why to do that. James will play right wing back now out of 100%. Also, Tuchel mentioned in the press conference that he chose James plus Ruben Loftus-Cheek only because of the height factor, and he wanted Ruben Loftus-Cheek to like win duels and everything. So that might change this week itself. Perisic or Trippier? Perisic. Saint Maximin to Neto, good options. Neto to Saint Maximin, yes, it's a good option. Have you been to Brighton? No, I have not. How good is Aronson? I think Aronson is good. The only problem is eventually he might get dropped, but at the moment, in the number 10 role, he's great. I'm expecting Bailey to start. Do you expect returns from Gross? I think yes. Leeds are not good defensively on set pieces as well. Gross could get something there. Maybe an assist. I'm not expecting a lot of goals, but maybe yes, an assist. Perisic or Walker? Perisic. I am putting triple captain on Jesus. Don't do it this week. I think hold a triple captain. There will be ample of chances and opportunities in the season throughout the season basically. Neto to Elanga or Gross or save the transfer. I think Neto to Gross if you can do. Trippier, Perisic, Zinchenko, Andreas, Harrison, Rodrigo. Three to start. I think I would start Perisic, Zinchenko, and Rodrigo. Guys, last minute, make sure you save your teams. Make sure you refresh it. Aronson or McAllister or March. Aronson, I think, in my opinion, he's the better one. I'm refreshing my team and seeing if it's done. Start two: Trippier, Cucurella or Jensen. Cucurella and Trippier, I think. Welbeck, Adams for Mitrovic. Welbeck. If I had to sell, I would go for Welbeck. Will Kane play? Yes, 100%. Cancel or Tripper cancel this week. Thoughts on three forwards for Haaland, Jesus, and Tony? It is a good viable option. If you're changing structure, it's not bad. I think there is upside to that as well. Who to put Guimaraes or Perisic? Who will give more return? I think Perisic. Perisic triple captain. Don't do that, guys. He'll get rested the next week. Don't triple captain him and everything. Start Da Silva or Aronson. I think Aronson has the higher ceiling. Guys, this clock might not be very accurate, but it most likely will be very accurate. But yeah, make sure you make your changes in the next 10 seconds. Who's your captain? My captain is going to be Salah. There's no doubt about it. Harrison, Trippier, Andreas, who to start? Harrison and Trippier. If you had to start two, if you had to start one, start Trippier. Hold a transfer this week. If you can hold, hold. Guys, 10 seconds left. Make sure you refresh and set your captain. Probably you should listen to me. I think Aronson is probably Aronson. And it is deadline. I think it is deadline. I think that is what this thing says. Yeah, and it is not deadline. It is deadline in my screen. I'm not sure if it is correct or not. I think it's not. But yeah, it's time up. There isn't a lot left. Anyways, did Cancelo plus Gross to Perisic plus Gundogan for a -4? If I had that option, I might have done it. It's a good move. I wouldn't like say it's a bad move. Is Perisic as Spurs only asset today? I think Perisic is the best Spurs asset today. Anyways, it starts Saliba or Rodrigo finally. If I had to, I would take a chance on the higher ceiling, go Rodrigo. And that is it, guys. That is it. That is deadline. Thank you guys for joining in. It was a great stream. Hopefully, we answered a lot of questions. I think we did. And there were a lot of tech issues, and I'll look into this, and it won't happen again. It shouldn't be happening again. But yeah, it's done. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. We have hopefully set the right captain this week, and it won't create a problem like last time. Have Kulusevski too, and hope Kulus scores. Hopefully Kulusevski scores. I have Kulusevski from that game only, and I'm banking a lot on him. Did Was there a different news that came out? No, there was no news that came out before the end of the stream. Yeah. Thanks, Parth. Thanks. So I'll wrap the stream up. If you can see, my throat is totally gone, and my voice has changed mid in the stream. Anyways, is Robertson starting 100%? Ronaldo hat trick. Ronaldo is not starting, so I don't expect that. Is tripling good? Yes, if it's team. I think the teams which are in form, City, Arsenal, those are teams best to triple upon. Also, if you guys haven't hit the like button, yes, please do hit the like button before you leave the stream. We're still about 60 people watching the stream and not enough likes. Please hit the like button. Only 43 likes, guys. It really helps us push the content to other people. So please hit the like button. Anyways, on that note, we'll wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining. This is FP Tips signing off. Cheers.